Hey humans, friends, my beloved children, we did it, we made it. Welcome to the first episode of This Is How We Pray Now. That's what we're calling it. Fridays with the big guy was a little on the nose. Yeah, it was catchy, but it didn't convey the message, you know? So what is the message? What are we doing here? I'm glad you asked just now with your mind. Well, I am going to be trying my darndest to play a little catch up with this stack of prayers that's been piling up over the last millennia or so, which is exciting. I'm excited. And I figured you might want to join in. Come on, it'll be fun. Like this whole internet thing you guys made, that's fun too. Makes things so much easier. I love it. Good job, you guys. These are all real letters, by the way. We're here to answer prayers, which is actually just Reddit, but you know, same thing. Just to let you know, I am aware that I'm currently in cartoon. I do identify as a cartoon. That's my choice. So any haters, have a good think before spilling too much vitriol in the comments, okay? Don't want to start a religious war. Imagine it, the world's first internet-based crusade. The letters, however, are very real, so don't laugh too hard, all right? It's important to point that out, I feel. Real letters, real trauma. So let's just, get to it. Let's just start, I guess. Do I need these or no? Oh yeah, I have the better thing. Of course I do, why wouldn't I? First random prayer comes from Wendy, title, that's your name? Title, I love it. Bold, commanding, some might say beautiful, not me, but some. Wendy, thanks for writing in. Bless you, my child. Rock on, let's get lit. Just take on board whichever one of those is age appropriate. I have no idea. Let's see what Wendy has to say here. Dear almighty big guy. Almighty, she knows my pronouns. That's important apparently now. Who knew? Here we go. I'm a 16-year-old teenage girl. I'm not smart, I'm lazy. I lack discipline. All I do is sleep all day and go on my phone. My space is never clean. I'm awkward and quiet. I have no talents or hobbies. I only have like 5 friends. My parents constantly express annoyance and yell at me. Holy crap, this is the first letter, is it? We're going in this hot that fast. Wow, okay. Because of some of these things, I never receive any form of praise. What particular thing do you want praise for? You want praise? Maybe clean your room. It's not that I act like this because of mental health either. I've always been like this. Not sure you understand what mental health issues are, but we'll circle back to that. Last semester, I really struggled. I suddenly lost motivation and I barely did any of my work. So you've always been like this, but it happened suddenly last semester. Okay then, I got like 1-2 hours of sleep every night. This is unusual for me. Wait a second, can we get some appropriate music here? Please, it feels weird. I didn't know it was gonna be all sad. All right, thank you, Gabriel. I got like 1-2 hours of sleep every night. This is unusual for me because I've never had a grade below a B. I had to drop AP English. I didn't know how to explain how I felt to my teachers and counselors. Even when trying to drop AP English, my associate principal looked up my grades and said that's rough and asked in a sort of judgy way if I gave up. Listen, the world's not gonna bring you chocolate chip cookies when you give up on something. The sad truth is the world's probably not even gonna notice. Get used to that. At least this guy was highlighting the problem, which obviously works since you're trying to work out how to fix it now. I like him and I like you for some reason, so let's move on quickly before that changes. I have a strong feeling it might. My GPA dropped down a whole point. Even though I'm doing good this semester for now, doing well, not doing good. I feel like I can't redeem it and now I feel stupid. My grades were the only notable thing about me, but now I don't even have that. I always do work last minute now. All right, hold up a minute. Wendy, and anyone else who feels this way.
It's time for 2024's first redemption rant.
School is great. It's a human invention, but I do understand its merit. I would have done it differently, but that's neither here nor there. What it is more important than your mental health. It isn't as important as your sanity, and it definitely isn't as important as your happiness. I mean, come on. They sit you in a room all day, every day, and teach you a bunch of things, 90% of which you'll never need to know or use in your life. And they convince you that if you don't become an overnight expert in this thing you'll never need, your whole life will be an abject failure. It's unnecessary, pointless pressure and stress enforced by 10 or more individual teachers who don't coordinate with each other in any way, all of whom feel the need to push the importance of their own particular field of study to justify their small paycheck. But what is school really at the end of the day? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not what I made, and it's not what the world's about. Don't get me wrong. I love teachers, I love students. Not so much a fan of schools, but for any of it to work the way it's meant to, the student needs to be willing. The student needs to be hungry for information and to seek out the teacher. The teacher, then having the opportunity to teach with passion, is reinvigorated too. And the two form a circle of exponential energy feeding off each other's excitement. That's how the teacher-student dynamic works best. Whatever's happening down there right now, The thing that you call school, it's forced. There's no dynamic. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and you destroy yourselves over it. So dumb. It's not worth the pain, Wendy. Moving on. One day, I started breaking down crying in front of my mom and siblings. I didn't mean to because I was stressed. My mom just got mad at me. She said I was lazy, I don't do anything, I have no reason to be stressed, and that I should have never took hard classes. Should have never took hard classes? Should never have taken hard classes. Maybe mom was right. Who thinks Wendy might be telling fibs about her grades? Let's take a poll. If you think Wendy's full of crap, press this button in the next 5 seconds. Did you do it? All right, back to mom. She was also frustrated that after everything she has done and the hours she has worked, I still feel stressed, which I understand, but it was hard to take. After that, she hugged me and just pretended nothing happened. Oh, that's just moms. They're all great at pretending nothing happened after something happened. All of them. It's kind of nice if you want to stop thinking about the thing that happened too, but it's also kind of psychotic since you're not really given a chance to get over the thing that happened. You just learn to push it down deep into a tight little trauma ball, like mom does, while she gaslights you into self-doubt and crazy town by insisting nothing ever happened at all. Parents are fun, aren't they? A couple months ago, I wouldn't really go downstairs to see my family often. Okay. See, wouldn't is a modal verb, but not an appropriate past participle. And using the word often. Well, let's break it down since you want your grades to get better. A couple of months ago suggests a specific time frame in the past, not a habitual action. Wouldn't really, even though that's wrong too, and would definitely be better served by using the words, I rarely went downstairs, or something along those lines. Already implies that the action of going downstairs to see the family was infrequent, even unusual. Traditionally, the word often suggests either regularity, the action happening over an extended period on numerous occasions, or habit, the action repeated frequently, becoming a customary behavior. But since the sentence paints the opposite picture of either of those scenarios, often doesn't accurately convey the intended meaning, does it? And if you think all of that was me being way too picky, you can piss off. Look at me. You know who I am, motherfucker? Yeah, remember it. Or, never mind. You keep blaming that slipping grade point average on whatever you like. Right. What does Wendy say next? I would either listen to music or call my friends. I went downstairs. My mom basically threatened to kick me out when I was 18 for not being present. She then apologized afterwards. It makes me angry that she would even consider that. Consider what? Suggesting you leave home at an entirely appropriate age, or suggesting that the girl who admits herself that she is rarely present. I don't understand what's making you angry here. I do love my mom and she's always been loving and caring to me, but I just don't feel important. I feel unwanted and that it would have been better if I never existed. Well, shit, Wendy, this is all kinds of bad. No one should ever have to feel this way, and I hope we can try to figure things out a little here. The first step, in my opinion, is working out how much of this is real trauma and how much is overly dramatic attention-seeking bullshit. Your first paragraph very plainly explains that you understand what the problem is and that the problem is you, so on some level you know that you are the one who has to do something about it, correct? Yet, rather than just knowing that you took the time to write this letter in the hope that someone would say, hey, you're not lazy, you aren't stupid, and all the other crap that woke people tell each other to feel anything other than the truth. Could that be a part of it? Am I maybe getting warm? I'm not talking to the outer you, who'll definitely deny it. I'm talking to the inner you that's begrudgingly hearing me and knows I'm right. Hey, maybe I'm wrong. And if I am, let's try looking at it another way for a second. Your mom's always been loving and caring to you, but you just don't feel important. Let me ask you this. Do you think your mom feels important? Are you doing anything to make sure the ones around you feel important in any way? Like I don't know, helping her with anything at all? Even cleaning your own room? Or is this a one-way street, not your job to worry about others, just everyone else's job to worry about you? Did you know that doing something nice for someone else actually makes you feel good about yourself? Totally true. Try it just once. Watch how every single problem in your life is suddenly solved. You're miserable over stuff that you have the power to fix, and you're looking at everyone else to do it for you, which never works. The world's a playground and you're missing it because you're too stubborn to realize that the change you want needs to happen in you. You're on Earth, in the cool place, and down there you don't have all the time in the universe. What you do have is a lot of cool stuff to see, stuff to do, stuff to feel. That's why I made the place, to fill it with cool stuff. Think of it like Disneyland. That's what the world is. While you're there, you've got to enjoy the rides, kid. Look, I know I'm making it sound easy, and I know it probably feels like it isn't, but the coolest thing about it is you're aware of it, You know it. You know it well enough to write this prayer, and I love you for it. Knowing it, admitting it, that's half the battle already won, man. So I'm gonna give you a homework assignment. I want you to find one thing that makes you smile that isn't on a screen. Don't care how small it is. It might be a song, a sunset. Fuck, it might be the neighbor's dog taking a shit. Or maybe it's doing something nice for someone else. The thing to remember, more than anything else, is what you do changes everything around you. That includes the people. And the other thing you need to do is talk about it. I know, that's the last thing you want to do, but you did write this message. So I think part of you wants to engage in the conversation. Some part of you, Wendy, wants to search for the answers that'll help you through this. And that's cool. Therapy isn't a dirty word. Psychiatrists aren't scary. And they actually went to school for ages just to learn how to help. That's their whole deal. You don't even have to be rich. There's some great free ones around. I'll leave some links in the description. Lastly, Wendy, you're not unwanted. You're 16. There are tens of thousands of people in the world who want you more than you could ever imagine. You've just got to give them the opportunity to meet you. Most people find the people who want them most outside of their families as they grow up and experience the world and start building families of their own. That's how the whole thing works. You never existing wouldn't be very fair to all those loving people in your future, would it? They're coming. It's a promise from me to you. But look, at the end of the day, all that external stuff aside, from what you've written, you clearly know the problem you've got. You know the bits of yourself that you're not proud of. If you didn't, we'd be having a different conversation. But you do. You know it about yourself, which means that some part of you wants to kick up the ass. The problem is, Earth's turned into a place where people are scared to give you that kick because they don't want to offend anyone or get canceled for not understanding someone's personal triggering bullshit or whatever nonsense has, for whatever reason, become popular down there. So maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should just tell you to get off your fat ass. And I don't know if you're fat. It doesn't sound like you're getting any exercise though, does it? Get off your ass since you're aware of the problem. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you and do something about it other than play the victim. I don't doubt that a big part of you is genuinely sad, but I also don't doubt that another part of you is looking for attention in the worst way possible. Stop looking outside, start looking inside. Do something that makes you happy. Do something that makes you proud of yourself. Everything else will jigsaw its way into place if you start that way. It's totally a fact, and I feel like that should be enough, Wendy. I think I've given you enough to chew on for a while. We good? That was one letter. That was the first one. Only Jesus.
Yeah, Dad?
No, not you. All right, let's bring the music back up for the next one. Positive vibes, everyone. Let's spin to win. No whammies. Next up, from the overflowing inbox of hopes and dreams is, let's see now. Oh, here we are, Ben Winters. Hello, Ben. This one's titled, Is Someone Living in My Basement? You don't know? You should know that. Fuck, okay? I hope this isn't an old prayer. 8 hours ago, okay, still time to not be horribly murdered. That part's good, I guess. Let's read quickly. I am super freaked out. A while ago, my mom lost her keys at a gas station and had to walk home in the middle of the night. Your mom, so you're a boy, just a boy? This isn't good, and it already wasn't good. What does that make it? Worse? Yeah, it's worse. Shit. Nope. We'll need Predator music, Gabe. Enhance the mood. Find me something dark. Ever since that happened, we've been having super weird things happen. Before I explain any further, we don't go in the basement because my mom's ex-boyfriend spent a lot of time down there and he slowly went crazy until he left out of nowhere one day while we weren't home. Our basement is very big and dark. Her ex trashed it, and we don't go down there because we think something evil is down there. Yeah, it's the dude. 100% your mom's ex, dude. We have been finding bullets around my house and we don't know where they are coming from. We do not own a gun and never have. Well, that stumps me a little if I'm honest. Everything about the story so far sounded super American, but they don't own a gun, so I guess it must be somewhere else. We've also been hearing noises around the house when we're home alone. And not like, oh, the floor creaked, like the fridge door opening and other things. Our dogs are acting skittish too. We think someone or something might be living in our house and we don't know what to do. What should we do? Get out, get the crap out right freaking now. Let me say this slowly. In case you're having trouble understanding, no one deserves the horrible death that awaits you if you stay. Not even total idiots who don't know to get out when there's a fucking predator in their home. I'm so far from kidding. I genuinely hope you can hear that. Is that coming across? Go to the police station, get one of them to go to your place right now. Plain clothes, no flashing lights. You don't want the guy to rabbit, which is the wrong animal to reference here since what he is doing is called frogging. That's what they call it when someone hides inside your house and comes out and creeps around at night when you're asleep and stands over your bed and just looks at you, and it's messed up. It's terrifying and it's messed up and it happens. There is a guy down there. Get the fuck out. There is literally no other advice I or anyone else needs to give you, and no greater urgency that I can stress more. Are you moving yet? You should be. Stop fucking reading this. Jesus Christ.
Dad, what?
Still not you, buddy. Ben Winters. I want updates. And by that, I mean written updates, not personal visits. You show up here and that just means he got you, doesn't it? Which is pretty much the opposite of how we want this thing to end. I want to know you're all right. Let me know. Holy Christ.
What?
My bad. Sorry again. Gotta stop saying that. Man. Let's see what else we've got here. Wow. Something lighter, maybe? Okay, all right. Here's one from Patricia Flemming. Hello, Patricia. Thank you for your prayer. This one begins, what should I do about my husband's childhood friend? That sounds a little more mellow. Childhood friends are fun, right? Let's see. Unfortunately, my husband's childhood best friend is a convicted sex offender. What the fuck? What is happening, Earth? Is everyone having the worst possible time ever? What the fuck, Earth? What the fuck? Gabriel, how dark can the music get? There we go. Okay. Husband's friend, convicted sex offender. Let's call him Ron. The most details I was able to dig up on the internet is that it's a child pornography possession. That's all it says. Other than his various DUIs, the arrest and imprisonment was almost 10 years ago. Children. Really? And he went to prison for it. Oh, this guy's an asshole. When I met Ron, I liked him a lot. I was only informed about his offense after I'd been friends for several months. I was nauseous, but everyone else seemed okay with it. But it eats away at me. Everyone seemed okay with it. What the actual fuck, Earth? My husband's other best friend, Leo, and his wife, Sue, were Ron's friends too. This has caused a rift in this group of childhood friends. Nobody knew how to deal with this. Sue got pregnant and made Leo drop Ron. My husband never sees them anymore because he's still friends with Ron. They've ended up avoiding us now. Then I had a baby and my unease grew. Oh shit, oh god, oh crap, oh no. Don't. I don't wanna, I don't wanna read it anymore. But I have to know what happens. Now it would be so easy to just cut him out, right? Wrong. Because of the vagueness of the details that he has shared, he maintains his innocence. My husband and his brother and father and mother are all okay with keeping this guy as a friend. They trust his word that it was porn that was mistakenly downloaded. I can't believe he went to prison over a mistake. I don't. It is gross to me. I can't believe exactly what this guy says because why should I? Why should you? Ryan's not allowed to be alone with our kid. Good. He's not allowed at kids' birthday parties. Good. Because God forbid the other parents find out there was a sex offender there. Yes. God forbid. Me forbid. Me forbid very much. We'd be outcasted and even worse could be held liable. Or God forbid he actually did something. Me forbid. Once again, me forbid. It's horrifying to think about. This obnoxious problem is a reoccurring fight between my husband and I every time Ron comes up. I have spoken to my pastor about this and prayed, etc. He said to set boundaries and rules about when Ron is allowed to see us. But this is still not working. Ron finally managed to get a girlfriend who seems lovely, but I always gave her the side eye for accepting this guy. Maybe he's given her the deets and she trusts him or doesn't care. Lately, Ron has taken to complaining about not being allowed alone with his niece. This girlfriend also finally lost me when she was also offended by that fact. I was awestruck that they have the gall to be mad. Do we all as parents actually have to spell it out for them why he can't? Look, if he is innocent, I guess I'd understand his frustration, but child porn mistakenly downloaded. And the police just happened to check his computer at that moment? No, that's not how shit works. They had to have been watching him for a while. This guy's a monster and psychopath and deserves lots and lots of hell in his future. Spread the fucker's legs over an active volcanic plume like a fire fountain. Right up the butt. It seems everybody is afraid of offending him. Fuck everybody. I guess I am too. Fuck you. No, I'm sorry, Patricia. I'm kidding. Not fuck you. I'm getting a little heated, a little worked up, a little Old Testament, and I'm not sure why my voice went so high just now. Moving on. I don't think I ought to be the one to fix this. I was unknowingly led into this clusterfuck. Some days I feel like I'm being gaslighted, and other days I feel very bad for my husband. Most days I just wish we could move far away. What is the answer? Patricia, I want to make one thing absolutely clear. There is nothing more important than your little child. Nothing. If the sickest kind of predator is being allowed into your house, and near that innocent little bundle of goodness, You do whatever you need to do to protect that baby. If it means leaving your husband, then leave your husband. If the threat of leaving him doesn't illustrate how strongly you feel, so be it. If he doesn't make the right choice, sorry, it's done. Opinions and people's feelings and worrying about offending anyone aren't going to mean shit once the unthinkable has happened and there's no way back. Absolutely nothing matters more than the kid. Can you hear me? Nothing. As for Ron, you leave that son of a bitch to me. I know a guy downstairs in the boiler room, the furnace. I'm referring to the bad place here. I'll flag the guy. You hear that, Ron? Make sure we get a team of real big rapey demons on standby, big guys with real big plans. He'll be wined and dined for the rest of time, if you know what I mean. Well, I don't know about you, but I think I need a little lie down. I didn't realize you guys needed so much help. You really need help. All right, let's keep it up, I guess. We'll definitely keep this ball rolling. That was just 3 in the giant pile. It's so big, you don't even know. It's mostly emails, but there's a literal paper pile as well, like baby Mount Everest's giant mutant cousin. So I'll cover what I can, but if you need more help, check out Cassie Blavatsky's Horoscopes Monthly. She's good too, helpful. Anyways, look, try to have a good week, okay? If you can avoid all the predators and soul-crushing depression and whatnot. If you want me to answer your prayers, comment below. I will endeavor to respond with sage and creatorly advice to your horrible pleas of desperation and misery on this, the world I made for ye. Sorry, I guess. All right, bye now.
None of this is real.